Hello everyone, welcome to Whiskywars. Today we have an Irish war, the Knappogue Castle collection. It's a sample collection of the 12, 14 and 16 year. The 12 year is aged in purely bourbon barrels. The 14 year adds in Oloroso sherry cask. And then the 16 year adds in Oloroso and sherry cask again. But this time it's been aged 14 years in the bourbon barrels and 2 years in the Oloroso sherry casks. Whereas the 14 year, we don't know how long it's been aged in either. It's just a combination of both. So really look forward to this. The 14 years actually proved the highest at 46%. The 12's at 40%. And I believe the 16 year is bottled at 43%. So all different proofs and different aging techniques. So it should be exciting. Just quickly guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. Really helps the channel, really helps it get out there so more people can see the videos. And let's get started with the review. I have to be honest, before I tried Knappogue Castle, I was someone who, I've had quite a few Irish whiskies now. I own 20 bottles of Irish whiskey. And for me, I've never been sold on it when it's purely been aged in bourbon barrels. For me, Irish whiskey, it tastes a lot better when it's got something else involved, whether it's a stout cask finish or a sherry cask finish. I really like Irish whiskey when it's finished in another barrel. Knappogue Castle 12 year changed that for me. I really like this whiskey, really enjoy it. On the nose it's malty and creamy, and I get more orchard fruits perhaps than I do on maybe some other Irish whiskies. Really strong with the apple and pear, but there's one note in this that's different for me to a lot of other Irish whiskies, and it's really strong in a nice hay or cut grass, which is a different flavour really, because it's not sweet. Maybe a touch of bitterness added to a malty creaminess, but then you've still got the sweetness of the orchard fruits. It creates maybe a little bit more complexity and depth in flavour, and I really like it. I wouldn't say it was packed with different notes, but there's a lovely vanilla there, which you would probably expect from an Irish malt. But it's such good flavour in this whiskey. I really like it. And Knappogue Castle is a distillery that I had not heard of. It's a brand of whiskey that I hadn't heard of before I arrived in Ireland. So this is the one huge positive of trying a load of new Irish whiskies in Ireland. Really nice, really nice. I'll try them one by one, I think. So I'll nose and taste each by each. Everything you would expect from a 12-year-old Irish whiskey that's just been aged in bourbon casks. But there's a prominent note on there that's different to others, and because it's so unusual, I find it such a hard time putting my finger on it. A little bit of black pepper comes to the taste. Perhaps it's like a really butterscotch, caramel, almost creme brulee like sweetness, but to the extreme. There's just a thin thread of it going through with black pepper and vanilla, and I really like it. In fact, there's less orchard fruits on the taste than the nose. Really prominent on the nose. It's there, but it's behind the vanilla and what I'm going to call a butterscotch note. There before the orchard fruits, the black pepper as well. We'll try the 14 year, which is 46% and aged in a combination of bourbon casks and sherry casks. Very different on the nose. I mean, you can tell it's been aged in a sherry cask, but I would suggest for quite a while because it's really sweet, rich in red fruits. A strange one because it's so fruity. It's almost becoming a halfway house for me between a Scotch and an Irish, on the nose anyway. But you've still got that creaminess, still got the vanilla, not the black pepper, that's gone. I don't get the cut grass. Still got a spice to it, but it's not black pepper, it's something you would expect from a sherry cask. That wood spice has been added to it, but it's a lot sweeter now. You can feel that 6% increase in the ABV. So when it's been aged in sherry casks, you automatically, in your head, are thinking, can I taste the raisin? Can I taste notes like that? I actually can't. Red fruits, yeah, but there's almost something tropical in there. Yeah. For me, it almost moves into a tropical fruit note, like a papaya. That would be what I would say for it. Maybe people out there who've had it disagree with that, which is totally fine. But I would maybe suggest it's more tropical fruit than classic Oloroso sherry. But on the nose you wouldn't know that. It's still very, very sweet and rich in red fruits. Out the two, I actually prefer the 12 year. Obviously it's a lot cheaper, the 12 year. And it's proofed a lot less as well. So it's always going to be cheaper. To me, perhaps not as complex, but I really enjoy it. I'm really enjoying the Knappogue 12 year. And the 15 year for me, it's good, it's really good, but I have to be honest, I own quite a lot of really good sherry finished whiskies, and if I want something going in that direction, I'd sooner go to somewhere else. For me personally, look no further than the Redbreast style. I'd shoot for that one over this, and I actually think it's a little bit cheaper, the Redbreast. So for me, I'd go for the Redbreast over the 14 year Knappogue, but the 12 year is something really, it's really nice. I possibly prefer the Knappogue 12 year to the Redbreast 12 year, for instance. Quite interesting, the 16 year, I would imagine, based on the description, it's actually been aged for a shorter time in the sherry casks, but the colour is a lot darker. So for me, I would instantly imagine that it's got some colouring in. Yeah, there's no mention of it, so I would suggest it's got a little bit of colouring in the 16 year anyway. But how does it differ to the 14? Because they've both been aged in bourbon and Oloroso sherry casks. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so straight away, the 14 years a lot sharper on the nose. Which, when I'm thinking of a sherried whiskey, I prefer something that's a bit smoother. So the 16 year, instantly I'm preferring on the nose. The 14 year is really sharp and bright and fruity, but it combines... I'm picking up more orchard fruits on the 14 year than the 16 year. The 16 year adds a darker element, almost like a chocolate to an Irish whiskey. But I think a little bit of that cut hay is coming back. Almost cut hay with a dark chocolate. And I'm really liking that on the nose. Really liking it. The wood spice that I got in the 14 year, I'm not picking up on the nose either. So for me, it's suiting me a lot better. But the 14 is definitely fresher. That chocolate's coming through on the taste. Yeah, I would say chocolate and cut hay. But it's really nice, really nice. Not really getting orchard fruits on it, I have to say. The 14 year is good though, it is good. Overall, I think these are 3 fantastic whiskies. But I think for me it's between the 12 and the 16 year. There's no doubt in my mind that the 16 year is the better of the 3 whiskies. But price for me does come into account on this channel, and it's considerably cheaper than the 16 year. So it's a tough one, but I'm really liking the dark chocolate with the hay. So for me, the 16 year wins the war today. So thank you everyone for checking out the video today. I hope you liked it, and if you do, please like the video down below and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.